setting up right on time, aren't we? What did he say? Okay, these are the people. Oh, she got a smiley face. That's disappointing. I didn't get a smiley face. What did he get? Oh, he gets his name printed because he went to college or something. Okay, hi, my name is Brian Richardson, and greetings to every citizen of the con for Sunday morning. How you guys doing? Where did all that enthusiasm come from? Oh, all the parties last night. Coffee, yes, thank you. Once we get a sponsorship, we'll name the local coffee companies, but right now, oh, we could really use that sponsorship actually now that I'm thinking about it. So we're gonna do a Sunday edition of the DragonCon Late Show. If you're up this early, you're crazy. Hi, I'm Brian, I'm up this early. Let's bring out our co-host firsts. She's on the tumblers, her coffee cup has a kaiju. It's Allie Belfry. Come on, Allie, come on. She's Team Kaiju, yay. And coming up, the man who has his own real printed sign in front of his station because he's an actual convention guest, the Dr. Stephen Grenade. Yay. And we're gonna take a hydration break here. I'm gonna take off my coat.
We have Kaiju.
Yes.
You're Kaiju, here you are.
Can you hear me?
So at what point do we start to have them battle? As soon as you feel your water is clearly the answer.
Well, she's doing the water thing so that we can have an underwater battle, right? Is that what you're pouring in glass?
All right.
Yes.
Everybody who's in charge of the station.
No, they moved all the things we just got done touching. Oh my God, we moved all the things. That's a recreation of how they sound, actually. I'm sure they're much deeper voices in real life. All right, so how are you guys doing on Sunday?
Doing really well.
A lot better than yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's still really early. We thank you all for being here because we know you all came here for us.
Yes, exactly. It's not like there's anything happening in this room later.
What is going to happen right after us.
No. Yeah, what happens right after us is they move all the mics back and go, well, the other people don't touch all this
Yes.
stuff.
We thank you all for coming for the Space 1999 panel that will be following directly after.
Followed by my VR5, what the heck were they thinking panel. And also, I'm old and nobody got that joke panel.
I'm there with you.
So, we're going to start off with our schedule, additions, corrections, cancellations, modifications, and just general what the heck happened to all the people I wanted to see. That is in the blue edition. Kaiju.
Blue is the correct color for today.
All right, so I'm going to start off reading with the additions of new presenters. Adian Scalan, Daniel Thomas, May, and David Gator. Stephen.
David Gator, so excited. There's going to be a reading with Catherine Kurtz today, Sunday at 10 a.m. in Roswell in the Hyatt. If you are still in your room, you know how the elevators work. Start moving now.
Kevin J. Anderson and Rebecca, I'm guessing Moesta?
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay.
She can show up and correct us if she's not going to be in the panel. Oh, she's going to be signing autographs, so she can't. But you were just going to tell us.
This is why I never get to read anything. See, he was saying that I never talk while I'm up here, and it's because he doesn't shut up, so.
What, Brian not shut up? I find that hard to believe.
Read.
Kevin J. Anderson and Rebecca Moesta will be signing autographs today at 10 a.m. in International South in the Marriott.
Aaron Poole will be on Britpop Sunday, 11:30 a.m. That's in the Macon Room in the Sheridan.
Daniel Logan and Matthew Wood will be on the Star Wars costume contest today at 1 p.m. in the Imperial Ballroom in the Marriott.
Aaron Poole, Joseph Scrimshaw, Molly Lewis, and Paul and Storm will be on Fred Entertainment Presents Yet Another Panel About Doctor Who today at 2:30 p.m.
I thought we called that DragonCon.
Yeah.
Today at 2:30 p.m. in A 601, 602 in the Marriott.
George Janti, I hope I'm saying that right, will be on Buffy Season 9, Angel and Faith, Sunday 4 p.m. International D through E in the Westin.
Billy D. Williams, Sunday 4 p.m. Imperial Ballroom in the Marriott.
Malcolm McDowell will be on voice acting from the pros at 5:30 p.m. Imperial Ballroom in the Marriott.
And the Spark Fun Workshop. Spark Fun will be bringing maker kits and holding a hands-on DIY workshop that anyone can attend with no fee. Sunday 7 p.m. The Savannah 1 through 3 room, and that is in the Sheridan.
Yes.
Stephen, you've got the last wonderful
Have
edition
fun
of the
with this one.
evening.
And if you ever wanted to play with 3D printers, that's the one to go to.
Yes.
So, Sex and Video Games, an eye-opening discussion of gender and sexuality in video games with David Gator. Sunday, 8:30 p.m., Grand Salon D in the Hilton. David Gator is, I believe, head writer for BioWare, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, all that kind of stuff. So if you like video games, if you like stories in video games, check out that panel.
Absolutely. There are some other additions, and also we're not going to read all the cancellations and such because they apply to Monday, and that means that you can still read them in the online or printed edition of the Daily Dragon. Allie, would you like to continue with our cancellations?
I thought you said we weren't reading cancellations.
He
We're not
lied.
reading all the cancellations.
You
We're
meant we
reading
weren't
some of
reading the other
cancellations.
editions for Monday.
Kristen Bauer will not be on True Blood today at 10 a.m. in the Atrium Ballroom.
Go, Brian.
Adnan Chatriwala. Did you use take 2? Take 2's better.
If you're watching this, please submit corrections.
We're very sorry. We're terrible at this job.
Siri wouldn't have gotten it right either. That person will not be on Join the Video Game Industry Sunday 10 a.m. in the Grand Salon D room in the Hilton.
Operation Anime Storm has been rained out today at 10 a.m. in the Cortland.
Sonia Gensler will not be giving a reading at 10 a.m. in University Room in the Hyatt.
Zoe Palmer will not be on the Lost Girl panels Sunday 11:30 a.m. in the Peachtree Ballroom of the Westin or Monday 11:30 a.m. of the Atlanta Ballroom of the Westin.
If you were looking for Amy Acker on the Dollhouse panel today at 1 p.m., she will not be there, so sorry, and also will not be on the Whedonverse guest panel on Monday.
Chelsea Monroe Castle will not be on the Women of the Westeros. The Women of Westeros. Today at 1 p.m. in Embassy C in the Hyatt.
Stephen Amell, still keeping his secret identity very secret, will not be showing up on the Arrow Bullseye panel today at 1 p.m. in the Atrium Ballroom, or the Monday panels for Arrow, Monday 10 a.m. in the Atrium Ballroom in the Marriott. Missed it by that much.
So close. Not quite on the bullseye. Louis Ferreira will not be on When Stargate Worlds Collide today at 2:30 p.m. in the Centennial, or the 5th Annual Hangover panel, I guess pre-hungover, on Monday.
Ona Grauer will not be on when Stargate Worlds Collide, 2:30 p.m. Centennial, 2-3 here. Will not be here.
Here, but not here.
Yes.
An hour with Gene Wolfe is reduced to 0 hours with Gene Wolfe, Sunday 2:30 p.m.
I know,
Embassy
right?
8th through B in the Hyatt.
We got a big awe from the crowd. Just guess. Daniel Logan and Matthew Wood will not be on Meet the Stars of Star Wars, so don't meet these stars of Star Wars. It's not going to happen.
Laurie Holden will not be on All That Matters, The Walking Dead cast at 5:30 p.m. in the Peachtree Ballroom.
Kalina Price will not be on the Beyond Grimm and Campbell Folklore, Fairy Tales and Mythology and Urban Fantasy, Sunday 5:30 p.m. International B through C in the Westin, or the Fae Friend or Foe, he says, enunciating properly, Monday 1 p.m. International BC in the Westin.
Sylvester McCoy and his amazing spoons will not be, sadly, on the Gonzo Quiz Show for the Quest for Quiz tonight at 8:30 p.m. in Regency.
I has a sad.
I know.
And I think that wraps it up.
Yeah, actually the last one, technically it's an overnight thing, but Kathleen O'Shea David will not be on the Sci-Fi Janitors Present the Late Night Puppet Slam, which is midnight and the Regency 6-7 Ballroom in the Hyatt. Also, a couple of quick things for updates. The Ben Radford Scientific Investigation Workshop, Sunday 10 a.m., moved from 311, 312 in the Hilton to Vinings in the Hyatt.
Yes, and notice that that is a hotel change. So
That's a
if you
hotel
are
change.
interested in that, and it is at 10 a.m., please start moving now.
More than one hotel movement over. Also corrections, Richard and Wendy Pindy will not be at booths 11, will be at booth 1108, not 1207 in the exhibitors room, and the Kings of Cosplay Comedy with Chris Gore, Sunday 8:30 p.m. Grand Ballroom Westin Hilton. Reminder, that will be 2.5 hours of comedy in cosplay.
Wow.
It's a long amount of cosplay. So let's get into a little bit of just the normal daily news, and except that there's nothing normal about DragonCon. Who went to the parade yesterday?
Yes!
That's what I thought, because boy, there was an acre of you kids. Wow, that was something.
I was impressed being outside at the point where the parade was ending, and then the street filled with just people walking.
Yes.
There was this giant river of humanity that I had to swim across like a salmon going upstream to get to the dealer's room.
I had a really, really good time running commentary for the parade with my buddy Ryan. That is online. We posted that. We did the replay ran a little late on DragonCon TV. Sorry. But we also did post the entire thing for the past, I think, 4 years. We've been putting the entire parade up on the YouTube channel for Video DragonCon. Please go check that out. It has all of the fantastic costumes and some details you might have missed. Because there are actually, and we'll get to this in a minute, some costumes that I didn't see, and I was running the commentary for the darn parade right there in the press box.
The fact that at one point you were commenting on, I hear there are these costumes in the parade. Yes, we watched them go by 20 minutes ago.
Well, there was a parade in front of me. I couldn't see the parade through the parade.
How many of you saw Steampunk Tetris?
Oh, I love Steampunk Tetris.
Tell me, brilliant? Most brilliant.
Send me pictures, because I didn't see it, because I was in the basement doing
They're in the
work
Daily
for
Dragon, believe it or not, actually. It's right there.
Here's your picture right here.
That's Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. That's already done.
Yeah, someone was telling me they're steampunk Tetris. I'm like, what makes them steampunk? And the answer is, of course, gears glued
They just
on their
glue
front.
gears on them, which means, I guess, if the gears mesh, then the pieces disappear. I don't really know how
I
that
kept
works.
wondering, if they get too close together, that's going to be really sad. There'll only be little bits of them left.
Well, you just have them line up for a picture, and you're like, this is blank. What the hell happened? I don't understand. Also in the Daily Dragon, we've got our Page to Stage contest winners who came to the costume contest last night in this very room. Wow, really?
Wait, there's two over here. Raise your hands
Hey,
Higher!
Participate as an audience should.
Raise them as if you actually do care.
Feed us conversational bits, so it's not just the three of us talking. Yay! All right, so I enjoyed the contest last night. Peter David is normally a co-host with George Perez. He could not make it. He's recovering from his medical issues earlier, but I hear that he's on the road to a full recovery, so that is fantastic. George did a great job with his wife presenting last night. Stephen, do we want to read through the contest winners, please?
Absolutely. The best in show was Michelle Peck as Dawnstar from Legion of Superheroes.
Runner-up was Eileen Tan Rodriguez as Poison Ivy.
I love that costume. There's a big trail on the end of it, and there's like a dead body wrapped up in the trail. So when she turns around, there's just like petrified dude in the back.
So, pro tip, add a corpse to your costume. It adds flavor and style.
I don't know if they had to give the corpse a plaque as well as the Poison Ivy. I'm not sure how the rules work that way. Second runner-up is Patricia Miller and Adam Darling as Space Ghost and Jan.
Third runner-up, Carlin Bright as Rogue. I'm sorry, are you trying to talk?
Fourth runner-up, not having a kaiju battle, was Taylor Frost and Jamie O'Neill as Saga Comic Issue 1, Marco and Alana. A lot of Saga costumes this
If
year.
you haven't read Saga, read it. It's
Fabulous,
probably the best
fabulous
comic book out right now.
All right, Stephen,
Even
read
more than Hawkeye?
read the next one. You're creating her Tumblr habit right here in
It's
front
true.
of lots of people. Just go ahead and read this.
Don't talk about my business on TV. No one needs
Do
to
not talk
Stephen,
about the Tumblr.
Stephen,
what
read the
happens
Judge's
on
Choice.
Tumblr is reblogged everywhere on Tumblr. Judge's Choice, Kevin McKinnon as Thor. We're at the Dragon Award, Allie.
Dragon Award. Teeny and Blake Howard as Madam Hydra and Captain America.
Honorable mention, Hunter Bolton as Captain America.
There's a lot of Captain Americas going on. Most deserving of also being mentioned, which is, I think, a really well-named award.
We're just making this up, kids.
We also think you're awesome, but we ran out of things to give you. Award for Jessica Gaston and Bethany Eldridge as Starfy and Raven.
All that stuff's fantastic.
If you want to see these costumes in something other than the lovely blue tint, they are available on the Daily Dragon website.
I thought that was just an Instagram filter. Turns out that's just black and white. All right. Speaking of costumes, Stephen, let's bring out, we've got an actual cavalcade of guests today. Our first guest is someone that we met yesterday, and this is how focused I am on doing parade commentary. This was in the beginning of the parade, and I didn't see it, and I have corrected eyesight with contacts, so what does that say about it? Ladies and gentlemen, to the front of the stage, actually, to the front of the stage.
Oh wait, sorry,
No,
I told you
come to the front of the
incorrectly.
stage.
Come to the front.
Kevin, you're going to want to pull out for a slightly wider shot on this. Ladies and gentlemen, the DragonCon TV logo has been cosplayed.
A friend of mine saw Chris in this, took a picture, and she was like, "You have to see this." I'm like, "Great, did you get her contact information?" No.
So we used the internet and the scroll on DragonCon TV yesterday to track this person down. All right, so I've forgotten your name. Chris has done a fantastic job on this costume.
You may know her from her Giant Jane hat.
Yes,
Anyone
she was
see the
Giant
Giant
Jane
Jane
in the
hat?
past.
This is her.
And you can find our pictures on Facebook at Giant Jane Hat.
Yes,
Giant Jane
Facebook
hat.
page for Giant Jane hat, because it's the hat so large it has its own Facebook page.
We've taken non-cell phone pictures of this. They're going to be up on our Facebook page and probably also on the DragonCon TV page later today. But Chris, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And by the way, the DragonCon TV logo, the history on that, if you haven't been coming to cons as long as I have, is that 2002 was the first year that we did an intro for the Masquerade. 2003 was the first year we actually started calling it DragonCon TV. 2004 was the first year that we did the full Masquerade intro. So Steven helped me in doing a thing that we don't show anymore because it's really not as good as I hoped it would be. We
On
basically
the other
tried
hand,
to
we
do
did
like
have Leia with cinnamon buns on her head.
we did a fake newscast, kind of a Daily Show-esque thing, except without a lot of the jokes. And fake commercials in between. We kept the fake commercials and threw out most of the newscast, but we came up with a fake TV station for it, which was WDCN. And our friend Lucas Leverett, who's still on videography staff, came up with that logo. And when we decided to do the whole DragonCon TV thing and all the spoofs, we kept the logo and just retitled it. And that's on a luggage tag on one of my bags, and I travel a lot internationally. I've been mistaken multiple times on the luggage tag for being from NBC.
I don't understand why it looks nothing like NBC. We certainly can't be sued for that.
The NBC logo doesn't breathe fire. What is that?
Or
all about?
occasionally burp.
I don't know. Maybe they've been taken over by Cable Time. I don't know if that's
Cable Town.
Cable Town. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not awake. All right. Hey, I said cavalcade of guests. That means more than one, right? You have
Sure.
a PhD. You have an English major. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. That means we're going to bring out our next guest.
Look, your English major just came in handy.
Oh my
Congratulations.
God, I was actually able to use it.
Any other English majors out here? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out something that English majors appreciate, which is someone who works in public television. Have you seen the 4 Days of DragonCon documentary?
Yes.
Have you seen the Cosplay Crafting a Secret Identity documentary? You probably, people are doing this, you should be doing this. This man is the reason why this happens. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our stage, Jack Walsh.
We welcome you to the stage, but only on this side.
Yes, trying to balance things out. It's a symmetry thing, rule of fourths. Wait a minute, that's not a thing in video.
You
Crap.
can just move the camera and no one will know.
So, Jack, you work for Public Broadcasting Atlanta, is that correct?
I do, yes.
Yes.
I'm a 9 to 5 employee there.
Yay! And you produced we met producing the documentary in 2009 is when you started.
Yeah,
And-
shot it in 2009 and it aired in 2010 and went national in 2011.
It's only 45 minutes long. How did it take you a year? He says knowingly.
Wait, it actually takes time to put these things
You
together?
know, you just sit there, you press the edit button,
Oh,
and then the next edit happens. But it
Yeah,
just
I assume it's like the
somehow-
Staples easy button. You just push
Yeah,
it and things
exactly.
happen.
Yeah, it's like a sausage grinder. You just put the stuff in, turn the crank,
Excellent.
out comes TV.
Look, I've seen some of the TV out there. I'm pretty sure that's how Sharknado happened. And have y'all seen the Sharknado costumes? There are multiple Sharknado costumes around.
Sharktopus. There's a Sharktopus.
Yes, I saw the Sharknado and the Sharktopus together. I was like, ah.
So we have to get those people together with the Batman who has the Camp Shark repellent. Because that would be awesome. So Jack, what else have you produced besides 4 Days of DragonCon and the cosplay documentary?
I do a show called Get Delicious, which is our kind of local food show with
Yeah.
our host Jim Stacy, who puts on Drive Invasion out at the drive-in, which goes one of the many things that also happens this weekend in Atlanta. And so that's kind of our most popular show. But I also do a magazine show called This Is Atlanta, and I've done a lot of mini geek documentaries, like spread out through that. So I did like a segment on NACRCon, and
Right.
I did a segment on Filk and stuff like that. So that's kind of my wheelhouse. I'll do, and recently we had a theremin band into the studio, and I'm working on that one right now.
Wow, that's
Why
all right.
not?
That's crazy cool.
It's duet for theremin and lap steel, and it's
So,
pretty awesome.
if they wanted to see some of these things and possibly get a tote bag, where could they find this?
They can go to video.pba.org, and you can watch Cosplay, Crafting a Secret Identity, and 4 Days of DragonCon in their entirety.
Excellent. And if y'all haven't seen these things, you need to see these things. They are awesome.
Yeah, the 4 Days of DragonCon, the thing I like about it is you actually spend a lot of time with people in their preparation for the convention, not just coming here and going, look, it's a crazy amount of people in lines and they're dressed funny, haha, isn't that interesting? It's very much this is everything that goes into the planning of the fan experience at the convention. Not as much the behind the scenes, because, well, that's just a lot of people looking at spreadsheets going, what, we have to move this around because somebody canceled. And that's kind of the thing I really dig about it. From the cosplay, did you really learn a lot going from the DragonCon documentary to the cosplay documentary on how to tell that kind of story?
Yeah, the DragonCon one came together a lot easier because you would have to be a complete idiot not to make DragonCon seem entertaining because there's so much stuff going on. But with cosplay, I mean, it's really just a lot of you could just swap out cosplay for some other craft, and take away the color at the conventions, and it's just people sewing. So you have to figure out how to juggle. I didn't want to put two people sewing next to each other, two sculptors, and,
right?
So it was just. I think the thing that got me thinking, hey, there's another documentary here, was when the Cosplay for a Cause calendar came out. And they did a lot of, there's a lot of really cool photo shoots that these people do. And so I was thinking, oh, there's something more than just sewing. I could actually, spin a tale around this.
Yeah, there's something you could actually put together that would tell a story and be visually interesting, other than just the sewing and occasionally arc welding that happens.
Yes.
Hopefully not, accidental arc welding. You're like, whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. So from a non-embarrassing story standpoint, what do you think, because I know that you shot probably 90 to 100 hours to get down to the 45 minutes for 4 days of DragonCon?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff did you cut out that you really wanted to keep in?
I assume it was all the line waiting, the 12 hours of line waiting that everyone has to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, looking back, at some point before it went national, we had to replace a significant portion of the documentary. Not a huge portion, but a kind of a key moment had to be completely cut and replaced. And honestly, it was kind of tough to find something to kind of fill that. As much as we shot, it was weird. I think the only significant thing we shot that we never ended up using was something with Atlanta Radio Theater Company.
Oh yeah.
Which we wanted to do. We brought a guy into the studio and we talked about Cthulhu and everything. And I was was actually really into Lovecraft at the time, so I was really jazzed about using that. We just had to let it go because it just couldn't fit in. But I can't see there was anything super crazy that I couldn't fit in. There's all kinds of great interview snippets that I could use, especially with the cosplay one. A lot of how people got into cosplay, and God Save the Queen Fashions. The reason she uses that name for her company is because she started out making drag queen costumes, and eventually someone asked for a Wonder Woman outfit, and it just kind of went from there. And so,
like you do,
like one does. And so, it was more just kind of little tidbits from interviews that I would love to have worked in. But,
cool.
Yeah.
So what are you doing here? Are you just hanging out at the con? Because I don't see you with a camera on your shoulder now.
No,
it's kind of weird.
I have not held a camera the whole time. I'm actually doing some podcast stuff and some writing for a site called SceneMissingMagazine.com.
Oh, I love Scene Missing. Some great things that start out looking like movie reviews that kind of really aren't.
Yeah, we review movie trailers, but basically the trailers are just used as writing prompts. So they just become, my trailer review for Pacific Rim was basically just about a kid terrorizing his brother's iguana with the Roomba. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
So I guess we normally do this kind of thing where to wrap up the show we talk about what we're most excited about for the particular day's event, and also what tip we have for the particular day of the convention as we go into it with less voice and more bags under the eyes. I'm going to give you a second to think about it because I always like to throw to Allie rapidly just to see what interesting things she has off the top of her head. Oh, it's a kaiju. So Allie, let's start with your tip of the day for the Sunday of 2013.
Wear comfortable shoes. It's Sunday. You've probably been walking around in crazy shoes, especially if you're cosplaying. Put on some tennis shoes.
Yes.
Seriously.
Get back to your room. Fists with your toes. Fists with your toes.
Stephen, tip of the day, please.
Mine is nap. Today especially is going to be a long, crazy day that is going to... We've got the masquerade coming up. There's so much stuff happening. If you can fit in a little extra sleep, you will be so much better for it. Do that. Sleep just a little.
But in your hotel room.
In your hotel room.
Not public spaces.
Don't do it
Although
here.
we have some nice areas of road outside if you would like to stretch out.
No, beware of the tip. Jack, as a press person and someone who is normally walking around the convention like this, do you have a tip for attending without a camera on your shoulder?
If I was shooting, I would definitely recommend make sure the hips bear the load of your equipment rather than the back and the shoulders. I've switched over to the shoulder bag with the waist strap, and it's kind of changed my life in that.
What's really nice about that is also works for costumes and cosplay. If you have a heavy costume, put it on your hips and not necessarily your shoulders.
Exactly.
My tip for the day is, I'm not sure there's a really good way to phrase it, but it's basically, well, no.
I like it when you apologize for your tip ahead of time.
I'm scared.
I think we need to make sure that we're being aware of the people around us a lot better. There's a thing that we don't do, well, there's two things we don't do, and it depends on how you're going through a crowd. We tend not to look up, or we tend not to look down. Looking down is important because you're missing people in the wheelchairs, who, by the way, you should be letting on the elevator first.
Please let people on wheelchairs onto the elevator. I have seen a number of cases where that's not happening. I'm like,
Yeah, but also,
don't be those people.
and also not looking down means you're not seeing children or smaller elements of costumes. Like if somebody has an interesting costume and they're towing, say, like a tin dog behind them as the doctor, or an actual dog as a service animal. If you're looking up a lot and you're not being aware of your surroundings, you might trip over things or bump into people who are shorter or in wheelchairs or towing things behind
Yes.
them.
Please do not walk around the convention like this.
Oh, yeah. That's
That
the
is
other
a
thing.
very,
that's
very
that's the
bad
not,
idea.
That's the not looking up part.
Also,
Yes.
when you get to the top or the bottom of an escalator, move to the side before you start looking around, because there's a lot of people behind you and it gets jammed up. And a few times this weekend, I've almost fallen backwards down an escalator because a bunch of people just stopped.
Yeah.
And speaking of escalators, you have a costume, perhaps it trails behind you. Do not let it trail behind you on the escalator. I have seen 2 cases of capes having to be cut off.
No capes.
Because they got stuck. No capes. They got stuck in the escalators. People, don't let that be you. You're just going to feel really, really dumb.
Thunderhead, tall, handsome, good with kids. Yeah, so, yeah.
You got an applause line for that.
Applause line from stealing from Disney. Awesome. All right, so
They don't have lawyers. They won't do anything to you.
we'll be fine. All right, so tip for the day before we wrap this one up, Allie, or excitement for the day. What's your most exciting thing you want to see today?
Podcast. We're doing a podcast.
We are doing a
today.
podcast. Tell us about this podcast, Allie.
I get to be on Steven's podcast, Disaster Piece Theater.
I mean, Steven's
and
other podcast.
We're doing a
Yes.
Welcome to Night Vale segment, and there's also a Welcome to Night Vale fan meetup today, and I think we're listening to the new episode that's out today. Yes, it's the first, right?
Yes, it's the first.
I
It is
assume you're going to have
September
the fan meetup and the walls are going to drip with blood for no reason.
Yes.
1st. Welcome to Night Vale.
We will not be going to the dog park.
Yes.
Any
Steve.
Night Vale fans?
Hey, we got a couple of
Stuff.
Night Vale fans.
Steven, your excitement for the day.
Masquerade.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow. Always love the Masquerade. If you do not want to come to this very room and see the Masquerade, Brian, can we see this on the TVs?
As a matter of fact, you can. The
Can
Masquerade.
I see this on the TVs live?
Yes, you can. It is.
Wow.
It is the
It's
biggest
the future,
simulcast-
people.
Biggest simulcast
Technology.
event of the convention. 8:30 tonight is the actual Masquerade on DragonCon TV. 8 o'clock is the pre-show.
Yes,
The pre-show
and-
is all new content from DragonCon TV 2013.
If perhaps I am napping because I took my advice and sleep through the first Masquerade, can I see it again?
As a matter of fact, you can, because we have
Wow.
the ability not only to play but record these programs. We will rebroadcast it immediately after the show. And depending on how many great costumes we have and how much fun we have messing around with that, it might go a little long, so just wake up and go, oh, I know who won, but I'm just going to pretend I'm a time traveler, and then watch the whole thing again.
If you haven't watched the Masquerade, you at least need to watch it for the kids division, because the kids division is so awesome. And I think back to the year that there was the kid in the Transformer. He came out
The
and like,
Transformer.
if he transforms, he wins. And he's like, and he was a truck.
It was a cardboard costume. He had built it so he would crouch, and when he crouched on the stage, it fell around him into a truck. It was amazing.
That's
Jack,
highly correct.
anything you're excited for today?
Oh, something.
I always like seeing the big marble chute out behind the Hilton with
yeah,
all
that's
the
great.
big marble mark.
Excellent.
I also since I'm on the payroll, I feel like I should say I'm very excited that 4 Days of DragonCon and Cosplay Crafting Secret Identity will be airing on PBA 30 tonight, which you should be able to get that in the hotel cable.
At what time?
I believe it's 7 and 8, it may be 8 and 9. I wrote this down and like I left it on my dining room table at home and I was leaving, I was like, why did I write that down? I just saw it sitting there, so I just like, it's like I you know, so, but yeah, it is this evening, and so, sorry, I forget the exact times, but there's also, it's probably 7. It's probably 7. 7.
Okay.
If you tune in at 8, you're gonna catch one of them, at least.
But then you'll miss the masquerade unless you watch the
You're counter-programming against the masquerade. Although, because it is rebroadcast, you can watch this and then see the rebroadcast of the masquerade.
Darn you, public television! And you're attempting to take
over
over a
everything.
small portion of the literate world. Anyway, my excitement for the day is the halftime at Masquerade, which is actually about 3/4 of the way through the show, but we're bad at math when we get late into the convention. Because, one, we're going to replay Comic Book Shop, our Macklemore parody. How many people saw that up on the tubes? Go look it up on YouTube, that way you
Got
can
like
sing the
one
words along.
person.
One guy, woo!
This, Brian, if I wanted to see that, where could I go and
It would
see
be
that?
on the DragonCon TV YouTube channel, or you can get the link off of DragonConTV.com, or a write-up in, oh my gosh, it's the Daily Dragon. But I look forward to halftime as well, because I get to push the button that plays Duck Dodgers. Oh, I love that, because then everybody in the audience at the right time does the Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century yell and the hand motion. So look for the crazy guy over here doing Duck Dodgers.
Tell me, Brian, what happened that one year that Duck Dodgers stopped early?
And I think that's all the time we have for today's show. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Walsh. Chris, as the completely mobile DragonCon TV logo, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.
Allie, Brian, I gotta go do a podcast. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Otherwise, if I don't see you, you're definitely gonna see me. Have a good con.